The TP Reserve line is pure.
Inspiring.
Precision. It's all about exactness.
Craftsmanship.
Artistry. I've been at TaylorMade for 17 years, and this is probably one of the first times we've been able to capture this level of detail. It's really unlocked a whole nother level.
Really excited to introduce to you the new TP Reserve, which is our new fine milled putter line. 15 years ago, we launched the first big Spider. Today, these fine milled putters is a whole different category. It's a new opportunity for us. It's about performance that comes in the shape of classic designs. What we've done with Spider has really changed the performance level of what putters are today. But there's still a big, large bucket of golfers that love the look of a classic putter shape. And that's the big opportunity for us, is to be able to get into that category. It's been about our retailers, our sales reps, everybody has asked us to get into this category. Our golfers, our true TaylorMade loyalists, and they want to get into this category. They want to buy a putter from TaylorMade. They've seen what we've been able to do with Spider, and they want us now to bring forward and to see what we can do with a blade putter.
We've been looking and talking about premium style putters for decades. You know, it's such a nuanced category of products that, you know, until you really want to commit yourselves to doing it, you shouldn't do it. Because the level of detail and just the time and patience that you have to kind of get it right, we finally committed ourselves to it. Putting is, I would say it is an art in so many ways, not only the product itself, but when you're reading a putt, the line, the speed, just the imperfections sometimes that you see in greens or the 8 different lines you can take to make a putt. Like the same thing applies for a putter like this. We want to find a way that speaks to our brand and to our consumer, that when they look at it they go, wow, that's nice.
I've been the lead engineer on TP Reserve since the beginning. We decided as a group, especially with the executives, that this needed to be like very premium putter. It needs to be elevated above everything we've done before. There's no margin for error. It's got to be perfect.
Yeah, I'd say it was a very demanding request where we wouldn't accept anything but perfection. And perfection is a different thing to different people. But with Bill Price at the helm, he meant perfection in every possible way, shape, and form.
The radii here being perfect down to the 1/10 of a millimeter tangent on both surfaces and soft, and not too soft that it's going to be washed out feature. We're going for beauty. It's basically like a piece of jewelry at this stage. So in CAD, you're zooming in to what nobody would be able to see with the naked eye, and debating back and forth about 1/10 of a millimeter, deciding which one is better. Like, do we want to make it 7.9 or 8 millimeters? So it was a big deal going back and forth with Bill. It wasn't just like changing just the top line or changing the bumpers. It was every single feature we debated about time and time again. Even the length of the hosel bucket, just going back and forth trying to make sure that that was right.
Going all milled really unlocked a whole level of detail that we are now able to capture compared to where we've been in the past. And when you're all milled, you go straight to sandblasting after the milling process, so you're preserving all that geometry, all the detail we worked so hard to capture. All right, so we're gonna head over to the in-house CNC lab here. We're working on a TP Reserve model in-house. We're in the final stages of dialing in all the details, putting in some of the last mill marks in the back cavity. Jesus, what's up, brother?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Good, you?
Good.
All right.
What's up, man?
All set? Historically, in a TP putter, they're cast. When you cast a putter, it's inherently less precise. And then after casting, you have to polish it. There's this rough texture that's left behind that you have to polish. So you're introducing another level of variability and inconsistency, and then it goes to sandblasting. So you're not able to preserve the geometry and details as well as we are now with the new TP Reserve line. We're in our last level of detail here with some of the milling marks that we're putting in. So that's where we have the experience of Jesus and others that can define the right cutters, the right speeds and feeds, the right step over distances, all these things that allow you to capture that geometry consistently and perfectly. So one thing we're really conscious of when we're designing and developing these products is sound and feel. So we don't have face inserts in here. This is the first time that we've done that in a long, long time. We have our linear fine mill pattern across the whole face. Then we have our fine linear grooves that reduce that surface area for improved sound and feel. So regardless of where you hit the face, high, low, toe, heel, it's going to have consistent sound and feel. So we just machined this putter here in the CNC lab. We're going to take it to the putter lab now, where we're going to blast it and we're going to paint fill it. We'll build it up, then we'll send it out to players for testing.
I've got a few heads here that are representative of the larger line of TP Reserve that show us our different shapes and different hosels. First here we have the B11, which is a tour-inspired shape, which is a very traditional shape for us. Next here we have our B31, which is a wide body blade inspired by our Del Monte from our previous TP line. As you can see, we now have created a notch in the back to really highlight the shaping of the blade. Other thing we did really neat with this TP Reserve line for our blades is we've shallowed out the face height and created a thinner top line, which is more appeasing, again, from feedback from tour players. Okay, moving on here to our mallets in our Reserve line. First one here is our M27. This is inspired by our Bandon model from our last TP line with the fangs here. We've reshaped the cavity to be more square. This one here is the 7 hosel for us, which is a single bend face balanced hosel, which will fit more of your straight back, straight through type strokes, less rotation. We also have offering this in an L neck as we did with the Bandon. Another head here that we have in our mallet line is our M33. This is the 3 head with the 3 short slant hosel. This is a very round mallet, very traditional. We're excited here. This is a new shape for us with the Reserve line, and we look forward to getting a lot of our better players to play with this or to test it out, because this is a shape that we haven't had for a while and a lot of players have been asking for. And this is a 3 hosel, so this would be a slight toe hang in a mallet. And in addition to the 3 slant here, we also are going to offer a single bend with this model, which will be your face balance. So neat that we have in our mallets here, we both have a face balance and a toe hang model to fit those different types of players.
Well, I think to some players, a blade looks like a blade, looks like a blade. And to the great eyes that are out there today, especially the tour players, it's about precision.
We feel there's a golfer that wants to know that somebody spent the time to look at every little detail, every minute detail in that putter, and took the care and obsession to get it right. And so some people kind of walk by a putter and just, don't really think much of it. And there's other golfers that look at a putter and then look at the hosel of the putter, and then look at the radius within the hosel of the putter, and then look at the texture of the radius of the hosel of the putter. And those are the people that the TP Reserve is for.
I'm most excited just to see everybody's reaction. We haven't really done a putter like this in the past. We want to prove to the world that we're capable to do this and elevate it to levels that maybe haven't really been achieved in the past. And just having this new level of seriousness in this category that we haven't done, and just show what we can do from a precision standpoint, from a detail standpoint, and just really have people accept us in this really high premium category.
We expect to see TaylorMade in this category. We've talked about it for many years, but we finally feel that opportunity is right now because we've gone so far with Spyder now, and we dominate that category that we're in with Spyder. Now it's the opportunity for us to go to that next level.
It's as much, if not more, art than it is science. And you know, to have a putter that you believe in is part of the success of making putts.